And if you do not want to be recorded today, we would caution you to turn your video off. And that way, your face will not be recorded.
Hey,
But
Deanna is saying in the chat, does anyone remember that TV show early 60s and the teacher actress would say hello to all the kids' names? And
somebody else mentioned that the other day, and
that was
unfortunately,
Stephanie.
Gosh, you mean Romper Room from when
Yes.
I
I
was
was
a
just going to
kid?
say romper
And
room.
I think
Miss
it was
June,
Romper
or
Room.
depending
Yeah.
upon depending upon where you lived, you had Miss June or you had Miss somebody else. Who was yours, Bruce? Miss who was looking at you?
I don't recall, but I
No.
remember having the stick with a horse on the horse head on the end, and they'd romp around on it
Absolutely.
around the room.
that's awesome.
Yes. So yes, every time we do this, I hear romper, bumper, stomper, boom. Where's Miss June? And I see you. I see Stephanie and I see Cecilia.
Yeah.
And it makes me laugh.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That is a little bit before my time, but I'm so happy that I could bring that memory to all of you without even realizing it. That's amazing. So again, wow, y'all, that's awesome. All right, well, hi everybody, and welcome back to Sorting Soup. I am again really glad that you're all here. This space is meant for reflection and connection. It's a time for us to slow down and notice what has been sitting with us. And it's time for us to listen to one another with care as we reflect on what's been happening in the world. And there's no expectation to come with answers, to say the right thing. Okay. Just bring yourself as you are. And you can share or you can listen quietly. Either way, you know, it doesn't matter to us. You can take a few notes for yourself, whatever feels right. It's all of those things are perfectly fine with us. This is a safe space. So let's take a deep breath and thank you for being here, for showing up and for helping us hold this space together and just yeah, just for being awesome. I am Cecilia, your co-facilitator, and we have Dr. Melissa, who is on her third stage of moving, so she might be calling it in today, but she won't really be fully present today. And we have Dr. Chris, who will be here, is fully present today as a co-facilitator. And we also have Rebecca, who is our timekeeper extraordinaire, as well as tech support among a myriad of other duties that she does for us. We have Beth, who will be our vibe check and chat monitor. And we have Stephanie also helping out in the chat as well, and tech support. And we have Boot Money, who is also helping out, is a kind of just a gremlin. He's a gremlin, y'all. All right. And Merle, I believe Merle is here. Is Merle here today?
I don't see her.
Oh, all right. Maybe she'll be here later on today. I'm not sure. All right. On to logistics, Miss Rebecca.
All right, great. So for those of you who are returning to Sorting Soup, thank you for coming back. And for those of you who are new, just sharing what this group is about. So we are focused on two things for this session today. One is talking about the current events and current issues of the day and sorting through all of our emotions and feelings and thoughts about those things. And then the second half is really about sorting through those things and gathering some insights about them. And what can we do with those insights? We spend the second half of our session brainstorming some action items. So hopefully everyone who leaves here leaves the session with an idea of some action, whether large or small, that they can take. Because for myself, action is an antidote to despair. So, so hopefully folks can find this session meaningful. This all started several months ago after a lengthy after hours in the morning call for coffee and conversation. And it really just brought to light how participants in that call needed a little bit more time to go in depth into specific issues and think through those issues and what actions could take place. So that is why we are here. We meet on Thursdays at 5 o'clock Central. So you are all here. You're all here together. And our group norms, we will have a discussion portion of the agenda. It'll actually make up the majority of the agenda tonight. And we would like to encourage group participation in that portion. And so the way that we facilitate group participation is by asking people to raise their digital hand. And the way you do that in Zoom is you find your Zoom menu, and you should have a button with a heart on it that says React. You'll click that heart button, and in the menu that pops up, it'll say Raise Hand. So again, you'll click the React heart button and then choose Raise Hand. And that'll put you in the line to share your commentary. We ask everybody to stay on mute unless you are the one that's offering your contributions at the moment. And we ask people to, when they are sharing their thoughts, to keep their commentary civil and constructive, ideally solutions oriented. So that may be more of a second half brainstorming action items type thing. The first half can be more around our feelings and processing the events of the day. And just as a note, if we are discussing some heavy feelings, some heavy thoughts, folks can feel free to take breaks, to step away if you need to, and come back after maybe you've taken some deep breaths or taken a lap around the room or whatever kind of self-regulating activity works best for you. So those are our group norms. Our agenda today is split 50-50 between group processing. We have a couple of prompts that we'll get into. Don't feel pressured to only address the prompts that we are offering. It's a sort of a starter to get the conversation going, but if you have other things that you would like to discuss, we are open and flexible for that as well. So that'll be the first half, and then the second half, we again will really want to focus on brainstorming some action items, things that we can do, people that we can talk to, coalitions that we can form, things of that nature, so that we can make sure that we are not just talking, but also making a real contribution. So again, most of this will be happening in that group discussion format. And I forgot to mention previously, but each speaker will have about 2 minutes to share But if you have more to say, you can re-raise your hand and get back in line and come back and share the rest of it with us. So that is the plan for the day. And before we get into the processing together, I'm going to hand it off to Cecilia so that we can all get grounded and ready. Take it away, Cecilia.
All right, y'all. So real quick, we're just gonna have a quick Bardo breath. And if you don't know, this is your first time here, the Bardo is just the transitional space we're in. If you just close your eyes, or just make sure that you find a steady seat or a standing position. If it's comfortable, to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take a slow breath in through your nose and a slow breath out through your mouth. As you breathe, notice the space between the inhale and the exhale. That brief pause, that quiet moment of suspension. This is the Bardo, the in-between place. Neither what was, nor what will be, just what is. Breathe in, feel the movement of life entering. Breathe out. Feel what you've been carrying begin to soften. Inhale for what's emerging. And exhale for what's releasing. Now, gently open your eyes. We're going to carry this stillness with you into the work, into the next conversation, into what comes next, into the soup. Today, we're going to be speaking on the manufactured crisis into sowing division and chaos. This shutdown, the blame game and disinformation, 900,000 federal employees furloughed, public sentiment tilted against the GOP, signs of fracture within the GOP, Marjorie Taylor Greene, for example. The war from within, ICE out of control, National Guard deployed to Portland and Chicago, and provoking a response, justifying crackdowns. And some hopeful news, Middle Eastern peace deal, the ceasefire and hostage release, and humanitarian aid. Now, these three things are just a few that are happening in our world. They're just prompts. You don't necessarily have to speak on these things, but there are three things that have bubbled up to the surface in our world. Is anyone willing to speak on them? Anyone have anything on their mind today? Bruce, you always seem to be the first to talk.
Well, only because nobody else raised their hand. I was waiting.
Okay.
I'm actually going to talk on something that isn't on there.
All right.
And that is the Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, the hearing of her this week. Pam Bondi was not one of the ones that Indivisible told us to oppose for nomination. She had been an attorney general in Florida, and I guess they thought that, she'd be able to stand up to Trump. Well, from what I have seen, and of course, we do not know what goes on behind the scenes, and she may be resisting a whole bunch of things. We don't know. But from what we have seen, to me, it's a disgrace and shameful. and I'm an attorney. I'm very upset about it. The way she handled the hearing, the interviews, I was told she was put under oath, and she was able to answer Republican questions. But when it came to the Democrats, she had these Republican talking points to put them down, basically. And I actually think some of the Democratic senators could have done a better job of talking over her to get her to answer the question. She didn't answer questions from them. And basically, they accomplished very little from this hearing, which is supposed to be oversight and providing insight into what's going on and decision making. And they didn't get that information. And I understand some of it's attorney client privileged. But for instance, if there's a film of Homan getting $50,000 in a bag, that she should know. She's over the FBI. And what happened to the $50,000? That she should know. She's over the FBI,
That's
and
right.
she claimed she didn't know. So the bottom line is it was very disappointing. And what's happened to the Justice Department? They've taken away a lot of the corruption departments within the Department of Justice, and white collar crime isn't going to be looked at, and they're spending a lot of time on immigration as opposed to other things that would keep us safe.
Yeah.
And this is not the way. And by the way, it's very weaponized, and it was apparent from her testimony that she's very much into Trump and protecting him and acting as though she's his lawyer and not the people's lawyer for this country. And that's concerning. And now with the indictments coming down against Trump's political enemies, Tisha James was just indicted today, and Comey before. And although she may not be directly over it, she could have put a stop to it if there wasn't probable cause to proceed. And many of those directly involved with those cases had said in her department said there was not. So
Yes.
we have a new, okay, I'm done.
Thank you, Bruce. And here's an update. The judge granted a TRO against National Guard in Chicago. All right. So, and yes, Bruce said that Letitia James has just been indicted. And don't worry, Bruce, I'm sure you can raise your hand again.
I'm
Phyllis,
okay.
you are up. Oh, I need you to unmute, hon.
I was listening to you as you opened, and on the processing news here, there is a peace deal in the Middle East, and the Gazans are going to get fed.
Good.
Is that true?
As far as we are aware, we are tracking it. It's shaky, but it's that's what's happening. It's so far so good.
Well, that's, dear God, I hope so. You see children with their bones sticking out of their skins, and it's just outrageous that, sorry, Netanyahu is just a Jewish Hitler.
I agree 100%. They have agreed, the Palestinians and Israel Hamas agreed to the first phase of a plan to end the fighting and release the hostages. And so we're hoping we're on our way, y'all. We're hoping.
Cool. That's good. Thank you. I was just really pleased with this. And I also want to state, for the record, there is no enemy within. We are simply all Americans. We are all neighbors. Our National Guard are our neighbors. It's just, if we are peaceful and we stand together, we can beat this.
That's right. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Phyllis. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I didn't mean to mute you, babe. All right, Rita, you're up.
Hi, could
Hi.
you first of all put my video back on? It says that it's turned off by the host.
Oh, I didn't mean to turn your video
Sorry.
off.
Yeah, I'm the host and I don't have a setting for that. I don't know how to do that.
I don't know how to,
Um,
I didn't do it.
Okay. Well, look at the big
I
R
got
in the
it. I
meantime.
got it. I got it. I got it. I'll work on it. Start talking.
Yay.
Okay. Did I
Let
do
me-
it? I didn't do
Nope,
it.
still coming back with the same thing. Can't
I'm-
start your video because
I-
it is disabled by the host. Oh, well,
I'm working
same
on
thing.
it. I apologize. I keep trying to turn your video back on because
Hang on, I'll hop in my car and I'll run over.
How'd we do? Well, why?
Um, I departed from news for about a week because of a critical event that happened in my family. Coming back into it, the first thing that I realized was that my neighbors here in Glen Ellen, believe it or not, are very afraid to go to work. One of them works in Aurora, one of them works out towards West Chicago. The trauma being caused by this is absolutely amazing. I also tutor for Literacy DuPage. Many of our tutees are too afraid to come to the libraries to join us for their tutoring sessions. So this is impacting people in a much bigger way than we even realize sitting out here in peaceful DuPage. Something has to happen. I know that there was a temporary restraining order just issued, I guess, in the past couple of hours.
Yes.
But looking for an action item, I think. How do we console our neighbors? How do we protect our neighbors? This is very frustrating.
I think we need to talk to them. I think we
Talk
need
to
to
who? Who's
your
the them?
neighbors. I think in order to we need to console them and like okay and be with them. What I mean by that is, do our neighbors know that there's a TRO? Do our neighbors?
They may or may not have. As I said, that just happened recently.
I know exactly. And okay.
Hey, Rita, are you linked in with Casa DuPage?
Yeah, there we go.
Casa DuPage is kind of a side deal from what Literacy DuPage does. And it's kind of a referral group. Yeah, it's not one and the same.
No, I'm asking if you're familiar with Casa DuPage is are you familiar with them?
Yes,
The Immigrant Solidarity Group?
correct.
Okay. They are working on a number of fronts to assist the folks who are really being put in danger by ICE and are being intimidated by ICE.
I did it. Oh, sorry.
Buttons work.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Rebecca. I apologize.
How did you do it?
It was under more in the participants menu, and I asked her to start her video.
Oh, okay.
Well
Now we
done.
know. Good job. Oh, I see. Okay.
Sorry, I've got 4 dogs. 2 are 17 years old, and when they start barking, I instantly shut everything down and go and try and calm them down. Anyhow, back to all of this. Casa DuPage is a great organization. Their goals are a little different than Literacy DuPage, but very well aware. I've already passed the information along to those that I know. I guess that what I'm looking for, without expanding my 2 minutes, what I'm looking for is action plans. I mean, my frustration that I constantly feel is, what's the action plan? And that's what my ears are perked for each meeting that I attend.
Well, I guess we'll work on that at the end of the processing time. Thank you, Rita. All
You're
right,
welcome. Thank you. Thank you for getting me back on.
no problem. Okay, Kathy.
Well, my video's not coming up either on my screen. Is it on yours?
Oh yeah, we can see you.
Okay, great. Today I'm just going to vent. I usually don't do this because everybody needs to do that regardless. One thing, fantastic news about the TRO. My question after I get off is if someone knows what Trump's next step is going to be. Obviously, he'll appeal that. But I'm with Bruce. I don't know if anybody else watched that hearing, but she brought opposition research for each senator on that committee and literally attacked each one of the Democratic senators as they asked questions, which is just outrageous. And I don't know, she's just a persnickety, you know what? Oh my God, I have never seen anything like that before. I mean, it's not professional, it's just, besides being outrageous. And I'm still not over. If anybody else did not watch, excuse me, Pete Hex's complete speech in front of the military, you need to watch the whole thing to really appreciate where he's going with all this. It's just insane. And the other thing I wanted to say is for the immigrants, you can offer to grocery shop for them. If their pet needs to go to a vet, anything you can think of that you need in your daily life, you can offer to do for them. So that's my say for today. Anybody else wants to approach the next step for TRO, I'd be grateful.
All right. Thank you. And Hank. Hello, sir.
Oh, hello, hello. Yeah, I guess this could be somewhere between action item and what we're doing now. Um, there are a lot of artists out there who I know, playwrights, actors, songwriters, and so on. And we know in every movement, whether it's anti-war, civil rights, art has played an enormously important role in terms of, we know, motivating, energizing, focusing, etc., creating collectives, singing together, right?
Yeah.
But I have found so far, as one such artist, that it's very hard to find in the current moment. At least, maybe I'm just missing it. I kind of like we had Randy Rainbow a while ago, but
Yes.
since Randy, I'm kind of looking around and I'm trying to make contacts. So if I may, use this forum
Mhm.
just to say that I'm going to put my email in the chat. And for artists who are doing that kind of work, songwriters, etc., um, please contact me directly. If you put it just in the chat, I'll never find it. So, I mean, I'm just really bad at finding things in chat once they're up there because, as you all know, so many things come after whatever. So it's hard to get. So if you can contact me directly, that'd be great. And then I will be back in touch, I promise. And hopefully we can start working collectively. I have found that understandably, people are so busy going to organizers doing other kinds of work. In my experience, it just nothing sort of gets anywhere. Things don't move. So I think it's time, to try to work together as artists and then see what we can put forward to relevant folks. That's it. Okay?
I think it's a fantastic idea.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I hope we'll be able to do it. So I'm going to put the old email in the thing, and I hope people will be out there to respond. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. And Miss Beulah.
Good afternoon, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
my phone is moving. I was just wanting to say that we need to be cautious as we start identifying where certain groups of people are,
Yeah.
because we don't know who's on the line listening and taking. There might be sizable groups of individuals, like they were saying about the tutoring and things of that nature. That's something that we here in the Clarksville, Montgomery County area have not put out there. We don't. It's just a sign out there that says if they had a sign out and they took it down, talking about people coming for citizenship training and gathering information, and they have since taken it down because people started complaining that that's a target site for whoever may be looking for individuals that are here illegally. So we need to be, we as individuals, as we help or talk about things, that we need to make sure that we're talking to the people who are most affected and not just to a whole group of people, because we don't know who's in the crowd.
All right. Thank you, Miss Beulah. All right. Miss Phyllis, you're up next.
Well, this ties into that. How do we find the people that need help? I do not live in a Hispanic community, and I do not know a lot of Hispanics, and it won't be just Hispanics for long. But I don't know how to accomplish that as far as finding the people who are afraid to be able to help them.
Right. Well, you can always contact the ACLU, and you can contact local churches, and you can contact food banks.
Food banks.
And
okay, food banks, churches. Yeah, what was the other one? Churches and
CLU.
sorry, go ahead. What
was the last one?
Oh, the ACLU.
Oh, the ACLU. Okay. All right. Thank you. That's great.
Marta might actually have somebody too, or some ideas, and she's coming up next. Miss Marta. Oh, where'd you go, Marta? Don't put down your hand until you're done talking. Otherwise, you disappear.
Hello. Am I there?
You're there. You're there.
Thank you for the setup. I haven't contributed to the conversation, although I always listen in because my head is off to people who can talk and get things done. I'm kind of one or the other. So I've got kind of a stack of stuff today, but I've been really curious about different churches and looking to see like when and how are they coming on board. And so I have a little reporting to do on some action and then some links for people, not of a church, these action things, but there are 4 Catholic churches that are sending buses. They've got buses coming from their parish with parishioners. They're going to have candles, and they're going down to Broadview. So it's 4 different churches in the Chicago area. And then anybody who's near Arlington Heights, so the heart of our organization, there's something called Viator House for Hospitality. They've been there since 2017, and they take in young men as they wait to kind of get their lives together, who are looking to seek status here. So they don't have status now, and they help them out. They have a pro-refugee, they call it a rally, not a protest, but they have a pro-refugee rally once a month, and that's tomorrow night in Arlington Heights. I put that in the notes. And then I had gone to a ecumenical, so it was Christians of various denominations, Jewish people, Muslim people. It was kind of a meeting a couple weeks ago. everybody saying what they're doing and kind of putting heads together. And that ICIRR came up. I put that in the notes. So for people who don't know what to do in your community, you can sign up to be a court watcher from home. And the training seems like I just started today. It seems pretty straightforward. And through starting that training, I did not know this, that, Bruce, I'm going to get it wrong. The National Group for Lawyers. I want to say ADA, and that seems wrong. Why would they be ADA? That must be dentists.
How about American Bar Association?
ABA, thank you. I had D written down. They also do online training, and they have a nationwide program for Court Watch. So those are just some action things, because I've been looking around too, trying to find where to make a difference. And then there's also a group called Cartas de Paz. It's Letters of Peace, where when they need it, you can get training, and then they will match you with someone who's currently being detained. So you can write letters to them. So that one I put in the notes yesterday, but I will put it in today. So those are just some, just kind of nosing around. And then on the national call last week, we were told to put pressure on our universities that we'd gone to if they're going the wrong way, or applaud if they're going the right way. And I went to St. Louis U, it's Jesuit, and they are giving their Alumni of the Year award to alum who's Muslim from Bosnia, who started a refugee group. So my husband and I are upping our contribution this year and letting them know why. And Loyola yesterday, I missed it, but they just had a thing yesterday, the Ignatian response to migration with Father Martin. If anybody's ever seen him online, he's the one who used to meet with Pope Francis all the time about LGBTQ, very progressive person. So there has been it's quiet, but there has been some signaling of people coming on board. And I feel like it's a chess game, and we need the bishops.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So, thank you.
It is a chess game. That's a perfect analogy, Marta. That's perfect. Thank you very much. Sabrina, how goes furlough?
Not too bad. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a paid vacation, so I try to keep that in mind. And try not to stress about the stuff that the president says, because honestly, it's noise until something happens, in my opinion. So I just try not to worry about what is written or posted or whatever. And that helps. I do want to say I went on to Perplexity, and you guys are right. Perplexity has like examples and stuff on the beginning, so it's really probably more of a prompt training. I just thought I'd let you know. And then two things I wanted to talk about. One was the artist thing. I feel that so much. Like, I feel like artists can really be the soul of a protest, of a resistance, because it's just emotional. I mean, listen, I've never written a poem in my life. I barely understand poems. I'm going to be honest.
But you were in drama, girl.
I know, but I got to be watching Shakespeare to understand what the hell is happening. Poetry does not make sense to me, but I've written poems just because I have all of this in me that I'm like, I got this out. How do I get this out? I feel these feelings and I need to get them out. So I wrote some poetry. I'm no good. I'm not saying anything like, take my poetry. I'm just saying I get it because it's such a good way to like release all these awful feelings. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was one of those awful feelings that I struggle with all the time is this very halfway feel about things, right? Everybody's like, we're under fascism. And I'm like, I hear you. I see the fascist movements, but I also see the huge resistance. So it feels like we're always kind of like, it's a fight, right? It's a war that we're going back and forth. And, but I have a child with profound autism. I mean, he's nonverbal. He's required, I take care of him like a little child, and he's 16 years old and bigger than me. And so I'm sitting here going, and there have been things said. I mean, when they were going to reveal the autism cure, I was panicked because I was like, I even heard on a TikTok, which I think was just a lie or whatever, because I tried to Google it and I couldn't find it, but that some parents had been told about a camp for curing autism, and that basically they said
Yeah.
no, and then CPS came after him, and I was like, is this really happening? And of course, it was in Florida where I live. And so I'm sitting here going, okay, I don't want to wait until they show up at my door to take my kid away, you know?
Yeah.
But will I know beforehand that they're about ready to take my kid away? And even if they do, what can I do? How do I do this? So I've done some positive, proactive things, like I've gotten both of our passports. You know, I've looked at other countries to live in. I've talked to some people who either live there now or moving there to other, you know, outside of America. Sorry, by there, I mean outside of America. So those are the things I'm doing. And of course, I'm resisting in the meantime because a part of me feels real guilty about not staying and
Cutting
fighting.
and run.
No, you know, I have, those are completely valid feelings, and I don't mean to interrupt you,
No,
but
no,
but we would understand. I think most people would understand, Sabrina. You just explained having a someone to fight for and someone to have to protect. Like you have someone to that you need to protect. And I had, when all of this went down, I had this, I actually sent a letter to JB Pritzker begging him to give me some land so I could protect the people I loved and create a sanctuary for LGBTQ people. And like, and he sent me word back saying that he appreciated the heart that I had for people, but we would just see how things went, and you know, go move along. And now I'm gonna send him, you know, I'm thinking, yeah, we're just gonna see how things went, huh? We're being invaded, my guy. How you feeling now? But you know, that's what I was thinking. Like we need to set up, I wanted to set up like sanctuary for my friends and you know, my family and people that I knew were going, that this regime was going to come after, and keep them safe. But I can't do that for everybody I know and love, because I don't have enough land. I don't have enough money for that.
I know.
I would need California and that's taken.
I
So,
appreciate that because it is hard. And I've heard other people also talk about a commune.
right? So not my original idea. I stole it, I suppose.
No, I'm saying I think it comes from a desire to protect, right?
Exactly.
You want the people you love. You want the people who, even people you don't know, you want them to be safe. Being
Yes.
trans is not a good enough reason for you to be attacked. Looking Latino is not a good reason for your children to get their hands zip tied. You
No,
know?
not at
All
all.
right. That is my dog being annoying now, so I'll mute.
All right. Well, thank you, Sabrina. Miss Beulah, you're up again.
I didn't realize I had my hand up again because I was writing.
No, that's all right.
But this it's really hard to come up with the 1, 2, 3s. For everybody's are different. And then trying to find that one thing or two things or three things that we can all come together with under one heading is a challenge. Even whenever we do like the No King's Day or any other opportunities that we set out there, everybody's community needs are different.
Yeah.
So it's hard to give a whole lot of thought to how do we do all this together. And the young lady that just spoke about her son being autistic, only thing that you can do is be the barrier, if that makes any sense. I guess I'm saying you have to have a willingness to fight, and I mean physically if need be.
That's right.
If somebody stupidly, I mean, well, we already know that our country or persons are not short of coming snatching somebody's child, regardless of age. I have an autistic nephew who's 30 years old, and to him, and we've talked with his mom that I have brothers and sisters, and it's 77 of us all together. We will stand at 77 in front of him to keep and trying to take him's place.
I'm sorry,
So
Ms. Beulah,
that-
we're having a hard time understanding you.
I was saying that I have a nephew who's 30 years old who is autistic. And in my family, my immediate family, brothers, sisters, nieces, and nephews, there's 77 of us all together. And if they were to try to come after my nephew, there would be 76 people standing in front of him.
Oh, yes.
So and I think that people will start to stand down whenever they see that there is a small army. I would even go so far as to say in my hometown, the community would come to get out to stand with us if somebody came and told us that because of whatever as it relates to his autism, that they would that he needs to go with them. We got too many educated people in my family who are teachers, psychologists, doctors. No, because anything that they say, we have somebody in those particular positions. Well, we don't have anybody in the Trump. We don't have anybody in the Trump administration, but we have enough people in our family that could stand up to any foolishness that they talk about. Because we got the doctors, the lawyers, all the people that are in the psychological realm or in the special education realm that would stand with us against some craziness. So that's what kind of army that anybody that has a child who has some kind of special needs that they need to start joining, coming together.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Beulah.
We're not going to carry no guns. As my son says, Mama, they are weapons. Anybody that carries a gun, that's just for show. If they're really about something, they're actually carrying a weapon, because weapons are meant to kill.
All right. Well, thank you. All right, Bruce, you are up.
Yes. Elaine put it in the chat, but the moment autism was mentioned, I said, oh, I read an article about it today. We got crazy RFK Jr. His comment today at the cabinet session stated that early circumcision can lead to autism.
Oh,
and it's unverified. Unbelievable. He needs to be fired or resign.
God.
What about the girls? I've got a girl. My daughter is autistic.
Well, because you circumcised her early, of course.
That was my mistake.
He didn't say that was the
crap. Let us all just yell about it for a while.
He didn't say that was the only cause, but there was a link between them.
What a moron. I'm
crazy.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay, but because of what Beulah had said the first time she spoke about being careful, we don't know who's in these meetings.
Oh, right.
That made me think of, I don't know if you get emails from Ezra and Leah.
Yes, sir.
But I got one this afternoon that's really scary because it refers to a Reuters article that Trump's war on the left includes investigating liberal groups, and that it included Indivisible on the list as one of the ones they may be looking at. although they're really after domestic terrorist networks and ones that are violent. The problem is, don't forget, he also had that Antifa roundtable this week in which he was proud of doing away with the First Amendment and meaning flag burning. That's what he was referring to. But all these other right wingers were there talking about limitations on the First Amendment. So this is something very concerning. Again, another pillar that the towards authoritarianism in this country, and that we need to be aware of.
Thank you. I'm just at a loss because this is something that right wingers are on our side. We have a lot on our side about the First Amendment issue. There are plenty that are not happy about it, that are fully aware that this is bad for them. So we do have allies. Anyway, all right, Rita, you are up. We are slowly transitioning into brainstorming, as you can tell. Go on.
Yes, and that's actually where I was heading, but a quick one back on the autism thing. My daughter has her PhD in pediatric psychology and works predominantly for 12 years now with autistic children. So having this one come up now, my daughter sent me an email early this morning on wait until you hear the new crackpot theory on the origins and source of autism. They're the specialists, the BCBAs are just assembling this whole treasure trove from this time because it's going to be something that their new mentors, their new mentees are going to absolutely howl about. Anyhow, so quick thoughts. I can't remember now who it was that asked for artists. There's a local artist. His name is he's local here in Glen Ellen. Michael Kriegelstein, and he's been just doing a ton of protest songs. He plays in the Chicagoland area. If you haven't tapped into the Canadians, especially John Kundal on YouTube, that are constantly streaming more and more commentary about what's going on here and protest songs. You got to hear these. I've got an entire lengthy playlist now of these. And the Canadians are doing a knockout job of it, by the way. So those are all available on YouTube, and I'll send the link to some of them on the email address that was given.
Yeah.
When we're talking about brainstorming, we have to remember something extremely important that I haven't heard in any of our meetings, the few that I've attended. Number one, the Republicans are doing this as a long game. They are extremists, and this is a long game for them. We don't have a responding or corresponding Democratic long game. I was on the town hall meeting with Sean Casten, and I specifically asked that question. What is the Democratic long game? And if you don't have one, why not? And where are you going to start? In that long game, you've got to take into consideration, this is strategy. This is applied strategy. Right now, we're in response mode. They've got us in the typical Trump transactional respond mode. We have to come in with a long plan with a strategy behind it. And I haven't heard one yet, not from anyone.
I know we've been working on, that's why we have Vision Forward. We've been working on all of those things, and we have a lot of different groups, grouping, and trying, but there have been a lot of different, a lot of different senators have different groups grouping on that, because Bernie Sanders has a group that is coming together
Yes.
on that. So does Pramila Jayapal has a group coming together on that. Like there are a lot of different Congress people. I believe that there are a lot of different groups that are coming together, trying to figure out different ways to do that. We too at NWSOFA have different groups coming together. And the idea is to get, like, we have taken it to Greg Kassar, and he and given our idea from Vision Forward to get it into the House and into the Senate, and hopefully get it up and put it up the get it into the bloodstream of the Democratic Party that way. And so we're hoping it gets going. And you're right, Jeannie, Elizabeth Warren has been screaming her plans into the abyss for 10 years. People have plans.
Yes.
I think that our Democratic Party issues, the leadership has been taking money from places, and that's in my humble opinion, has been kind of leading them in a one direction but that's my personal opinion. Okay, Kathy, I'm going to stop talking. Kathy, you're up. Did you go?
I just had one question. Does anybody know who owns Zoom? Because I think one of Trump's tactics might be he's extorted everybody else, so why not extort Zoom to exclude us?
What do you mean?
Who owns Zoom? The company.
Oh, who owns it?
Yes, because I think one of Trump's tactics is going to be, that's our communication network, really.
Yeah, it is right now, one of them. If you guys have had issues with it recently, they did just roll out an update, so it might have been a little hinky recently.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying for future reference, because I think that's probably one of the things they're going to try to do.
It is a publicly listed program or company, so it is owned by stockholders, but its founder and current CEO, Eric S. Yuan, remains the largest individual shareholder. So he has 22% of the company.
And how do you spell his last name?
Yuan.
Okay. I'm wondering if Trump's going to go after him.
And there are other significant shareholders like Vanguard Group, BlackRock, and Fidelity. So he already has shares in it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But Apple is a publicly traded company.
Yeah, look
ABC,
what he's
Hulu,
done.
Disney, just because they're public doesn't mean that they're exempt from just,
Right.
portion.
Right.
We have to go along with the we have to go along with the assumption, and I don't mean a presumption, that things are okay for now, right? We're using this mode of this is not our only form of communication. It is the one we use the most at this point. It's not, but it is not our only form of communication.
Right. I just
find
have not attempted the Discord thing. Just seems to be another whole ball game for me. And I'm 74, and I'm on Substack. So I'm glad y'all have done Substack.
See that we will diversify, and I know that it gets harder and harder to learn new things. Trust me, I do. But you're right. They will probably force us to diversify further.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something we're gonna have to do.
I was just curious. It's something to watch for in the future.
Yep, it will be. Thank you, Kathy. Yes, Miss Phyllis.
Oh, I was reading something else now. Well, first, one of the things that I wanted to say was about the Democratic Party. They have a very poor approval rating, and I can tell you why. Because we always give in. We always take the high road. The Republicans have been playing the long game for decades and decades, and we keep giving in. At this shutdown, I feel so bad for the federal workers and for our armed services that are not getting paid. But if we give in here, democracy is over. This issue, and we have to pick an issue. Right now we are in a shutdown to save healthcare, and that has to be the only focus. I was at another meeting, and she said, why can't we ask for more things? Well, you can't. You got to pick, you got to pick your battles. And right now, in order to make them bend, we have to make them bend with the shutdown and health care, because they won't. They've been playing this game for a long time. I guarantee you. I found out I was a Democrat at 6 because my father told me I was.
Did you happen to see the video that Chuck Schumer just released?
No.
He actually said the F word.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. He cursed. He said no effing way. He pulled out the big guns. He actually, I mean, he did what we asked him to do. I was surprised. There was leadership. There was,
yes.
I mean, it took it. I don't know. Somebody must have told him that he was going to be primaried or something. Like they might have actually shown him the 30 to 20% approval rating that Democrats have right now, or whatever. But Hakeem Jeffries had showed some passion against Mike Lawler in the hallway as well. We might have a pulse.
I know. I know. And I'm beginning to see it and feel it. I'm just trying to let people know there's, that we're there. We've just always been not want to hurt people. Like Republicans don't care.
You're
They
right.
just flat out don't care.
Here's
I'm
the
not
problem.
talking about normal, loving human beings who happen to be Republican. I'm talking about the leadership and the madness
Yes,
that
ma'am.
has taken over the Republican Party. They are no longer a political party. They are a tyrannical party.
And what we need to do is just remind our leadership consistently and just consistently that they cannot bend, they cannot break, that we must push on and push forward.
I go on the internet, I get the phone calls for the Washington offices, I get the phone numbers for other, emails get ignored. So if you're
Yes.
not sending a postcard to bury them in paper, or you're not on the phone bitching at them,
That's right.
We've got to let those that are standing strong say, we need to say thank you.
Yes.
And we need to tell anybody that voted with the Republicans, what is wrong with you?
That's
Are
right.
you out of your mind?
Yep. That's right.
I'm kind of passionate a little bit, I guess, about this whole democracy thing.
Well, we take our democracy pretty seriously here too, so we don't mind a little passion.
Well, it revs me up, and I don't like feeling that. I prefer the feeling of calm and peace, but politics has a tendency to rev me up some, and I don't like that. Are we getting to the point where we're brainstorming here?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I have an idea.
What is your idea?
I want people in all these in all these different protests, like particularly with No Kings right now, get paper copies of patriotic lyrics and lead. Oh, beautiful. Remember the September 11th, all of Congress came out and broke out into America the Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The songs, like the artists and the protests, the songs can pull people together. And I'd like to let them tell me I'm doing something wrong if I'm singing a patriotic song. Try it. Yeah.
That's right.
But
And
I really think that's a good idea. I really do. I'm going to, my King's protest is in Elgin. And I will be printing words like the Battle Hymn of the Republic and you know, America the Beautiful and the national anthem and so on and so forth. And I will be handing out pages of words. And if you know, if one person starts singing, others will join.
yes,
And we need that because it grows unity. It takes it takes the next person's hand and grows unity when you sing together. Singing is like praying twice, honey.
that's right. Music in the movement. That's correct. Thank you so much, Miss Phyllis.
You're
All
welcome.
right. Tom, you are up next. Uh-oh. Did I get you right as you got up?
Looks like it's frozen. Let's go to Marta and then we can come back to Tom.
We will go to Marta and we'll come right back to Tom. Marta, don't take down your hand until after you speak.
Good? Yes?
Yeah. Okay.
I'll get the hang of it eventually. Thank you. So, one thing, you know, we have had the vision forward meetings. So in terms of like action plan or like a bigger vision and trying to get things out there. But just an encouraging thing to think about is when we had the Revolutionary War, we did not have a vision. It took 10 years to get our Constitution after we'd won the war. We were using a document that wasn't working out so well. And in World War II, people were just fighting Nazis. We didn't have the UN. It was kind of after. So I think it's okay if we don't know everything yet. I think people can get hung up on that and be really discouraged when we can just put our energy into meeting this moment. So that's kind of like an action step, is to guard ourselves from discouragement and just put our energy into this moment. And I did put it in case people didn't see it in the chat earlier, so that ICIRR, the court watch, they said it really does help, and you can do it from home if you don't want to go into the city of Chicago. It keeps judges on their better behavior, the ones that are left.
Can I
So
do that from here? Can I be a court watcher from here?
absolutely. Yes, I put it in the chat, and Bruce kindly corrected me because I was saying the ADA, which I think is dentists, versus
Right.
the ABA, Bar Association for Lawyers. Today I did the training for the one I was just mentioning, and he's told us that the American Bar Association is doing a nationwide program. So that should be pretty easy for all of us to search out. So there's an action step right there. And in Chicago, apparently they've even had people from Europe volunteer to do it. Now
Awesome.
there are judges, surprise, surprise, who are real tools and don't admit the court watchers onto the Zoom. But tracking that is also useful, because then what they do is they make sure that those are the judges they have in person people going in there, and they cannot kick them out in person. So those are a couple action steps, and just for us to keep heart. We can be resisting right now, and that's good, even if we don't have all the answers for the future.
That's awesome. And that is something, and that's like something that Lillian can do from home. Like she would, that'd be amazing. Oh my gosh.
100%. Will you tell her I've been traveling the past 2 weekends, and I'm traveling again tomorrow. So
Yes,
really
I will
hoping
tell
that
her
the
in the
flight
morning,
controllers
and I'll
don't walk
tell
off
her
the job.
I will tell her it's from you. She's going to be so happy. Thank you, Marta.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, great. Thanks so much.
All right. And Takia, what a beautiful name. Is it Takia or Takia? I'm probably saying it wrong.
No, you got it right the second time.
All
Takia.
right. Takia. All right.
The one that got it right. Trust me, I had a lawyer that actually got my name wrong. She said Takoya. Where you get the O from? Where is that?
Well, welcome.
Father had said it right. He told her to say the name, and she still said Takoya. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I tried my best. I'm done. But like I said, Rashad Ricky, I've been looking at Rashad Ricky a lot. He's from Indisputable. With Rashad Ricky. He just had a conference with Ben Crump, the lawyer. Who else did he have it with? He had it with another the pastor that had told everybody to boycott Target.
Yes.
So he had a meeting with them too as well. And like I said, they're rallying up together, against Trump because this is. They talked about weeding out, corruption. They're the most corrupt administration we have ever had, and I thought, I really thought it was bad with Nixon. No, he ain't got nothing. That was child's play.
Yeah.
I've never seen that Watergate could actually be considered child's play. You got the Epstein files. We already know Trump. We already know. We ain't got to get ahead and guess at all. He's in it, big time. We already know about Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky. I got other words for her, but that's neither here nor there.
Did you say that they were meeting together?
There was a meeting with all of them, like Ben Trump and the guy from the Target, the pastor, and they had a big conference. And that was the reason why he wasn't on his show. Like people were filling in for him. Sharon Reed, Senator Nina Turner, she was filling in too as well. Yasmin, I don't know what her last name is. Khan, Yasmin Khan. She fills in for Richard Ricky. Jackson, JR, everybody actually kind of helps out Bubba with Richard Ricky. So, and like I said, he's trying to become a lawyer as well. He's doing a lot, all at one time. A lot. I go, boy, you're a professor. He's trying to get his law license. Yeah, he does a lot. And he has his own show, his YouTube channel, with TYT. So
Yeah.
TYT, I love him more. Anna Casteria, Adam Mockler, I love Adam Mockler.
Me too.
He gives all the time. What's the other guy? Luke Beasley. I love him too.
Yeah, Luke Beasley.
Luke Beasley. Yep. Tennessee Brando, Texas Paul. I love them all. They're like family. They're like family. That's how I consider all their people. It's nothing but family, extended family. And who else actually did it too? Oh, Midas Touch with Michael Popak. That's my boy, Michael Popak. He's a lawyer. Love him. And also there was another guy that was on there too as well. I'm trying to remember what his name was. Glenn
Kirshner.
Kirshner. Yep. He doesn't like how things are going. He really it bothers him. Like I've never seen him the way he was when he was on the show, and he's like, this is bothering me. He said, I've never had actually something bother me. This whole administration is bothering me.
Yeah.
You got Hal Hip on one side, you got Stephen Miller that has been bullied all his life, so I see he's getting back at everybody. So I'm like, you all got all of y'all got some real personal issues. Y'all all need psychiatrists. All of y'all.
As timekeeper, I'm gonna jump in here because we've got 6 other folks with hands up and we've got 13 minutes left. And just as a reminder, I think Tom got kicked off, but
Oh,
he's
right.
back in line.
Okay. Well, Takia, you can always raise your hand again. We can try to get you back in, but I'm going to get Tom. Thank you so much, though. And thank you. We hope you can back.
Can you hear
Tom,
me?
I can hear you, sir.
Oh my, I shifted in my chair and I'm cussing at Zoom. Took me 3 tries to get back on. But anyway, I will try to be succinct. First of all, I'm here in Texas and I offer my apologies to those of you in Chicago. We have an idiot for a governor. What can I say? I was taken by the young lady with the autistic child. I myself, 74 years old, have a 38-year-old. She'll probably appear here in a few minutes. But anyway, the point being, one thing I've learned from the experience of autism, years ago when we started, when Christina, my daughter, was a baby, we went through a lot that that young lady probably is going through or has gone through. All of us with autism in the family have similar stories. I wound up, luckily, I took a course called Partners in Policymaking. It was teaching on how to advocate. What we did is we took the course learning the system. And that is something that I would suggest. I'm very impressed with the caliber, the comments here. It kind of shook me when I realized what one young lady said. I'm 74 years old. It's not the first time I've stepped in the breach between the world and my daughter. I'm a little old now for this fight, but I'm willing to fight. And the thing that I'm seeing here is that all of you people are willing to fight. That's what it takes. It just does. Anyway, I will relinquish the podium since you have limited time.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you. That was so very well said. Thank you. And thank you for coming from I appreciate your apology for your state and your governor, even though he's an ass.
We're
All right.
trying to do something about it.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Devin, you're up. Oh, can I help? Oh, I might have just muted you. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So Indivisible, along with the broader No Kings movement, offered a series of trainings on how to contest this authoritarian takeover that we're currently going through. And so they used the expertise of Erica Chenoweth and Maria Steffens. And then they were also pulling from the work of Robert L. Helvey. He wrote on strategic nonviolent conflict, thinking about the fundamentals, where they outlined the pillars of support. So the pillars of support that support any organization or government, but in this case of the authoritarian regime, they did outline a number of different pillars, religious, civil, police, military, media, business. I'm sure I've missed a couple. So it might be effective, instead of focusing on everything, if everybody were to think of a particular pillar that they might have a connection to, or that they might have like a bias toward. So if someone is particularly, if someone's a white collar professional, that might be business. If someone's invested in the church, that might be faith. If someone's a teacher, that might be education, so on. And so say like for each of these figures that are currently trying to tear apart our constitutional democratic republic, say like Pete Hegseth, he draws his power from, probably what the faith and military pillars. That's where he gains his, so-called legitimacy, or at least that's the appearance of legitimacy. And so, we could think, well, how could we take away his legitimacy? How could we shift the incentives away from supporting figures like Hegseth? What we could do is we could go into his history, because anybody who's looked into him would realize that his Army National Guard position was not particularly distinguished, and he has not very much distinguished himself since. He's not very well regarded within the Army, but this isn't well known to everyone. So, reaching out to everybody, and, especially going to say veterans groups, or going to VW.
W.
Yeah, thank you. I'm like blanking on that. Thank you. But going there and maybe just having like a really frank and open talk with people to just kind of like get the conversation going, to get people freely talking and sharing like the facts, the truths about Hegseth, or perhaps like for those of us who have connections to church or who have faith, we could go into those communities and confront them on, are these the actions of a man of God? Does somebody who has Christ in their heart, or does somebody, who is, or Allah, or does somebody like that talk the way that Hegseth does? Do they act the way that Hegseth does? And just have frank and honest conversations, open conversations with the people within your pillar, or the people within your community, your networks, and start kind of moving the needle that way, building up the coalition and getting more and more people like thinking about this and involved, like opening their eyes. Because like, as it's been stated, media is a bit captured. So it might just be time, it might be time for us to get old school and go out there and actually talk to people face to face.
Oh yeah, I think it's past time for that, to be honest.
Yes.
I will say about the VFW guys, don't go straight in. Try to find a veteran in your neighborhood, or that you can meet out in person and talk to them, and then like get a veteran outside of the VFW to take you into the VFW. Okay, guys, that's your way in. Don't go into the VFW and be like, hey guys, I'd like to talk. That's not how you get in. In fact, that's the fastest way for them to close up and not want to talk to you.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say, but thank you. That's a great point.
I'm just that is from my uncles letting me know that is the fastest way for them to not talk to you. So yeah. All right, Julie, you are up. Can you unmute?
Oh, okay. I'm used to waiting to be unmuted.
Oh,
sorry
right.
about that. No.
No, you have the power here.
Just quickly, I see kind of a theme going on with the music. I think music is a fantastic way for us to get the word out. And I just happened to come across on a clip on Deadline White House, and they were talking about Zach Bryan, and I did put it in the chat, and he's a mainstream country western, and a lot of people are turning on him. A lot of the MAGA crowd are mad, but he wrote a song, and it's out there. A clip came out against ICE, and and it's huge in Chicago right now. It's about Chicago, really, dragging little kids out and etc. So music, I just say that's it's the way, and I see a lot of references in the chat to several musicians. I recently went to the Farm Aid and Willie Nelson and all of that. But Neil Young has a song. Also, I posted that one. It's Crime, Big Crime in the White House. And he sang it at the Farm Aid. And that was a very mixed crowd. And I think a lot of people were very surprised to hear the lyrics of that song. But, because it's true. So, and then I see, people are going way back. But I think to get the new ones out there, especially about ICE, is
Yeah,
the excellent way. You know, find it, post it, spread it, all you can. We can all do that. And there's a one that I just thought of. It's way back. Steppenwolf, the monster. America, where are you now? We can't fight alone against the monster. And it's a very long song, but it's, you know, and it's kind of I don't know. You'd have to see for yourself. And then I just want to say quickly about the vision forward. All good ideas. I think that's being pushed up now, and that's good news. I just want to remind everybody has the power in their local precinct. I know a lot of people aren't directly politically inclined to go with the Democrats, but if you so choose, you can go be a part of the precinct, or you can be a regular citizen and just ask, how do I submit a resolution? And you can take every one of these things, whatever you're promoting, and promote it up through the resolution process. Every state is going to be different. So instead of top down, bottom up.
Right.
In short. Okay. That's all I had to say. Thank you. Thank you all for your ideas, and I'll be in here.
Thank you very much. And I know we're almost to time, but y'all, I also know that even though we're supposed to do a very hard stop at 6:30, that we do have a little bit of extra time tonight. I wasn't supposed to say that, but we have a little bit of extra time tonight. So shh, shh. All right. Honora, you're up.
Hi, you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I just want to share the things that I've been doing. I've been writing I've been writing judges, all the judges that do the right thing. I find them on their district court website, and either there's a phone number or an email or an address, whatever I can use to thank them and say, you know, we know you're being doxxed, you're being threatened, whatever. We see you, we hear you. Don't give up. Keep doing the right thing. And because they need to know that they're not alone and that people are paying attention. So that's one thing. I live in Colorado, and we're still doing visibility events on like pedestrian bridges over big roads where lots of commuters are at 7:30 or 8 in the morning. So that's a thing. And I have also created for myself, and anybody can do this, I've created a database of fake names, addresses, and phone numbers in every district I can find where a GOP person needs to be told, really? 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 This is what you want? This is what you wanted? This is what you're doing? And I write them and I call them and I scream at them and complain. And in terms of the Dems, you got to call them every day. You got to call them all the time. You got to tell them to get out on the porch with Chris Murphy and Bernie and go on the road and go on podcasts and what are you doing? Why are you not screaming your bloody head off on anybody who would let you on their show, whether Ben Meiselas, whoever it is, Brian Tyler Cohen, I don't care. If you're a senator, you could get on any of those shows. All you got to do is call them.
Yeah.
And they need to be louder, and they need to be on every day, and they need to be screaming their freaking heads off constantly. So those are the things that I am doing every day. Thanks.
I love your to-do list. I always love your to-do
Oh, and
list.
then there's letters and postcards and whatever else, but
I know.
Thank you.
Honora.
Just don't stop.
Don't ever stop.
Don't stop. Go and get everybody that you can to next Saturday. There's got to be 10 million of us this time in the street.
That's right.
So anyway, thanks everybody. I got to go.
Thank you so much.
See you. Bye.
All right, Lynn, you're up next. I can help you. I think if there's trouble.
Yeah, thank you. Good thing. I'm on my phone and I can't always get to the buttons or something.
That's understandable.
So I'm in Grays Lake, Illinois, and my friend who lives in Round Lake sent text messages that ICE was in Round Lake. So they're not just in Chicago, they're going into all the suburbs now, and we're kind of close to Wisconsin. So in Round Lake and Waukegan, they were there too. They arrested a teenage girl at her school who was actually a citizen, and they detained her. They did end up releasing her, but they took her phone. And then they were here today in Round Lake, and some of these areas, from my understanding, seem to have a higher Latino population too, when you drive through. So I don't know if these are the ones from Texas, because they're definitely here, because I didn't physically see them, because I don't want to have to. I was kind of doing other stuff today. Didn't want to kind of drive around and cause chaos or anything. I didn't see any posts to say go help or anything either, so I didn't know what to do for to help people or protest anywhere. I didn't know where they were, but we just know that they were there. And then I don't know if I was watching some C-SPAN today, and just hearing the roundtable where Trump talks with all his cabinet members, he's basically calling it the Schumer shutdown and blaming all the Democrats, and they're blaming everything on the Democrats when they own this. This is his third shutdown, because he did 2 shutdowns during his Trump administration, his first term. So, and then part of the C-SPAN was a woman calling in, telling, she's a Republican, she's in the military, they're not getting paid, and her kids are on very important medicine to keep them alive, and she won't be able to afford it. And he just had this deadpan face. He doesn't care. So anyway, that's all I have to say today. And people are also worried about the No King's Day, the 18th. And
Yeah.
people are already saying they're afraid to go. And I keep telling them, you need to still go, because in numbers, there's not much they can do if we're peaceful.
Exactly.
We have a right to protest. It's under the Constitution.
That's right. And the more of us that are out there, the safer we will be.
Exactly. I even suggested, it's like, if you have since it'll be more October, it might be a little chillier. I said, maybe what we should all end up doing to protect those that want to be there, that might be darker skinned, is maybe all wear hats, all wear long sleeve shirts, like light gloves, sunglasses, so people can't see masks. So we just all blend in.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. It's like, if we all look the same, there's nothing they can do about it. They can't target anybody, because if we all wear like
white long sleeve shirts and
yeah, I think that's what we should do, is like everybody wear a white long sleeve shirt, wear some gloves and a hat, and cover yourself up or something, a hoodie, and just be like, just, if we all look the same, they can't pick anybody out of the crowd. We all look the same.
Well, thank you, Lynn. And that is where we will leave it tonight. Getting ready for No Kings or Halloween masks, Hank. Yeah.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah. Y'all.
Or even better yet, they could wear those inflatable suits like unicorns and frogs and chickens or something.
Yes. Wow, what an amazing conversation. That was a lot. That was amazing. Everybody who participated today, whether you spoke up or just were part of the chat or just were listening, everybody who was a part of today, thank you so very much, because that soup was remarkable. It was fragrant. It opened up with amazing aroma and flavor, and my goodness, it was chewy and just lovely. And I just loved it. It was wonderful. All right, so we have sharing our stories coming up on the 5th. Not until November 5th. I'm going way forward. Sorry about that. And we have our next Vision Forward. That's our final Vision Forward, if I'm not mistaken, on the 22nd. And then we have, of course, Sorting Soup next week. And I hope to see y'all in the morning at Coffee and Conversation. We also have tonight at 7 p.m. 7:30. Sorry about that. It's at 7:30, right?
It's 7:30.
Yeah.
And do you want to mention your football thing?
Oh, right. Football. Thank you. So we have I'm doing a fantasy football league for Coffee and Conversation. If you'd like to be a part of it, you just need to email me at Eastern Illinois Indivisible. Eastern Illinois Indivisible at proton.me with your name and your phone number, and tell me that it's about football, fantasy football, and I'll email you about our draft that'll be happening hopefully tomorrow night. And well, it's just for fun, y'all. The winner will get a cool little mug at the end of all of it. And it's kind of just a way that we'll be able to keep our minds off of the terrible things that are happening. It doesn't really matter if you are awesome at fantasy football or if you totally have no idea what's going on and you just want to be a part of something, fun for a little bit of the week. That's what it is all about. Okay, so again, Eastern Illinois Indivisible at proton.me, and just let me know your name, your phone number, and that it's about fantasy football. All right. So
I have one quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all quit doing the Tuesday sorting soup, and that was the only day during the week I could attend. This week, my grandkids are going on vacation, so I want to know in the future, are you thinking about Tuesdays or not?
We probably will not go back to Tuesdays. We've been thinking about a weekend day, adding a weekend day.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad you want good. I'm glad that's the response I've been getting, actually, that a weekend day would be really good. So
I actually look for things to do on the weekend. So I'm going Monday through Friday, and then I'm just home on the weekend. So that would be great.
All right. I will look to adding a weekend.
Okay.
All right.
I'll keep checking. Thanks.
You're welcome, hon. All right, y'all. I just hope that as we close today, that you take a notice of what stood out for you and from our time together, what really felt true to you, what helped you. We will be there will be kind of a recap on our Substack from what happened, from what came of today. And I hope that all of that will be helpful for you. Thank you for showing up, for your honesty, and for helping us hold space here for one another, this safe space that we all love, because sorting soup only works when each of us cares enough to bring that space for each other. And so each one of you makes it happen. Thank you so much. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see y'all later.
All right, you ready for me to turn things off?
I am. I'm saving the chat and making sure I have everything because I got a cool message I'd like to talk to y'all about. I know you got to go, but I have an interesting message that I do need to speak with y'all about. So,
Okay,
how fast do you have to go?
5 minutes.
Okay.
Turn off the video.
Turn off the video and kick everybody out. Love y'all.
All right.
But we have to have we have to have a business meeting real quick.
Hang on, Zoom is frozen for me.
Okay.